going on, guys? Welcome to episode number 26 here on the Proven Knowledge Podcast. This is the Creator Series. Today I welcomed a good friend of mine. He's currently residing in Las Vegas, Nevada. He goes by the name of Young Goat, and he's a hip-hop artist. Today we talked about his current label situation. He has a joint venture with Bentley. If a lot of you are familiar with Bentley, they offer artist services. They offer like Spotify promotion, things like that along the lines, kind of like a stepping stool to get you to the next level. They help you out with some things that you might not be able to reach all by yourself and whatnot. He talked about kind of how the move to Vegas has been beneficial for him because he was from Florida, and he talked about the local scene in Florida and how that differs from Vegas and the challenges between the two and the differences between them. He has a show coming up in November. It's one of his first shows out in Vegas, so I wish him the best of luck with that. He has a few singles dropping this month and before the end of the year, I believe, as well as his first album that's going to be coming out next year. So I'm just looking forward to hearing all that he has to offer. I think he's got a very unique sound, and I always felt the energy in his music from the first time I heard it, and that's why I reached out to him to begin with. I was glad to get him on this episode this week, and I hope you guys enjoyed this one. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, welcome everyone to episode number 26 here on the Proven Knowledge Podcast. This is the Creator Series. Today we have a guest. He's out of Las Vegas, Nevada. We've been in contact now since the spring. He goes by the name of Young Goat. How are you, man?
Doing good, pretty well, just home now. How about you, man?
Yes, sir. Same here, and I'm glad that we could make this happen this week and everything, and glad to get you on the show. So to start out with, for those who might not be familiar with you, your music, all that, just kind of give a brief summary of how you got into music, why, just kind of the main details about who you are and all that good stuff.
Yeah, gotcha. So before I got into rapping or anything, I actually was playing instruments. So one of them was the drums. I was always actually a drummer for like a very long time, since started about 15, 16 years old. And I just started practicing at home, learning songs, doing that. Around 18, that's when I started getting into bands and doing stuff. And it got far. I did shows and stuff, but I didn't feel like a passion for it. So I just started doing other stuff. I continued doing drums, and my friend was like, hey, you want to try rapping? I was like, yeah, sure. He's like, yeah, you have the looks and whatever. So one day I came home and just wrote something, whatever. It was from fun games, Mm-hmm. And it was actually pretty good. It was a decent, first little song. So I got into it, and I was like, I want to do this. This is what I want to do. My friend Ben in Florida, because I'm from Florida, so my Florida friend, he got me into it. He got me started. He told me the stuff I needed to get, what to do, and I was like, okay, I like this. So that's basically how it all started, how I went, and now I'm here with my own manager, my own label and stuff. So everything's good. Mm-hmm. Everything's good.
That's pretty awesome, though, that from the first time you kind of wrote a song that you kind of knew it was for you. Because I know a lot of artists, especially when they're first kind of doing their first few songs, they kind of probably are like, man, I kind of suck, you know what I mean? Or they hear themselves
they're probably
back.
Nah.
Yeah. Is that kind of how you were with the first song, though, where you were kind of like, I don't know? Or
I kind of did, because it was just kind of I guess it was kind of weak in lyrics. I want to say, it was fun and all, but now looking back, I was like, I could have done a better song or something. I could have done better, but that's how we learn,
Yeah, exactly. And I know my artist too, because I've been with him since we both started together. So I saw him do kind of a similar thing. It was just his first few songs. Now he looks back on them, he's cringing. He's like, why did I say that? Why did I do that? He's but like you just said, it's you really gotta put that work in though and get better and better and better, and that's the only way it's gonna happen. So because the beginning is not supposed to be your best stuff anyway. As long as you're able to get past that and just keep making music and get better, I think that's all that you can do. So that's awesome.
Yeah, especially looking back at my first SoundCloud song, which has got quite a few, because I had promoted heavily back then. I was just like, wow, I was young. Because I would laugh at the lyrics. I'm like, this is a really catchy song. The lyrics are funny. So now just like here, fast forward to 2020, it's a little bit more mature. Still has like I have like a little how would I call it? It's like a Juice WRLD mix sound. It's like more happy sound, but it actually tells a real story.
I can definitely.
That's what
I've always been able to hear that kind of like in the instrumentals too. Like you just have that kind of like style, to be honest. But it's your own unique like thing.
It's
too. So
it's my own originality. Like I have my own stem. So once the world hears me, then they can realize, okay, he's actually he's speaking real words, but the lyrics are happy. Which is people like too. So
Exactly. So another kind of follow-up question that I've been starting every episode with is just, I know 2020 has been wild for a lot of people in a lot of different ways, you know what I mean? So how have you yourself kind of navigated through any craziness you've dealt with, maybe personally, whatever you'd like to share, doesn't really matter, but what have you been doing? Have you learned any new skills this year? Like, how have you maintained sanity?
Since 2020, obviously the COVID stuff, since I couldn't do any shows, I couldn't do anything, I couldn't really sell, really. What helped me is lyric-wise. I got better in lyric-wise, making but the songs are like really good now. Like for some reason, every song I make, it's like a banger to me and my friends and whoever's listening, the fans and all that. So I'm glad that I guess it happened this way, because now if next year if things go back to normal, and I can actually get it out more and stuff and start doing shows, which I actually have a show here 11/19. I just have to sell the tickets in order to be to do the show. But once I get all that going, it'll be better. But that's my experience with 2020. It was just really slow for me. I feel like it wasn't a year. It was just like a lot of news, really. Just a lot of news, things going on, things that they won't tell us, So it's just been a roller coaster. So I think I've just been laying back and making myself better at music. Because if I pay attention to that stuff, it's just like it won't do anything for me,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and I feel
like
kind of
important. It's important. Yeah, COVID's important. Black Lives Matter important. Well, that's important, but they're pushing it so hard.
I feel kind of the same way though, as far as that goes, because it's like, and especially as creators, like we need positive energy. You know what I mean? And I feel like a lot of stuff is just like they're trying to push negativity a lot more, and like you kind of have to figure out how to block that out to be able to continue to create things that are gonna help people out. Like we create music to help people. You know what I mean? Like we're only pushing positivity here. We're not trying to push all this negative stuff or whatever. So it's like you said though, it is important. It's just like I feel like balance is good, and like trying to get away from the
I feel like some people aren't really taking it serious. Like I wear my mask all the time. You see, I have my mask here, but who's actually doing it?
Yeah. It's just crazy, man, and like especially when it first started out, because I know there was so much uncertainty.
Oh yeah, when it first started out, I was just like, what? Toilet paper?
I forgot all about that, and it's funny because my freaking.
I still remember that. I just moved here too.
Oh.
It was in February. Remember that?
Yep.
And I was just like, whatever, I'll buy stacks of it, and I had too much of it. I had too much of it, so I was just there.
It's just funny that was the first thing that like everyone was going for was the toilet paper. It's like
just toilet paper, and where did that come from?
I don't know.
Like
it's like you think you would need food first before to even use the toilet paper.
Yeah, I had tons of. That was the thing too. I had tons of food. Like I had too much. I had too much food. Like, I had to cook it all before moving out. Like it was just crazy, insane. Man. I was like, wow.
Yeah, it was so wild, and like I'm just glad that like you like what you said are the positives. Like you still have a show coming up, and you still have been able to make your music better. Like and good luck on the show too, because I saw you like had your tickets the other day on your story and everything.
I'm trying to sell. We have to sell 20. There's about two options that would happen to me. Either I'll get scheduled a different date, or I'll have a later time slot. Either way, I'm okay with both, because it's a hustle, It's awesome. It's my first time actually doing this kind of stuff. I've done shows in Florida, but they were paid slots, so they were automatic guaranteed. You would guarantee your slot because you paid for your slot. Now this is actually real life stuff where I have to go out in the world and sell tickets. Mm-hmm. So after tomorrow, I'll be off. I'll be able to go to like the strip and try to fish some, catch some fish. So
nice. Well, I wish you luck on that, man, coming up. So I'll be on the lookout to see if you post like the stories of it and whatnot.
Yeah, there's gonna be two of us. My cameraman and me. So there's gonna be two heads. Let's see what we can do. That should be enough. It's 10 and 10.
That might be all you need. So that's awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
so
awesome. So
I already have about 3 people, so I'm already down.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So kind of. Yeah, man. So back to as far as like how you're starting your own songs and whatnot. How for you does the writing process begin?
You know what? Everybody asks me the writing process, and I'll tell you this: it takes a little longer now, only because I work overnight, and then sometimes the day just goes like this, dude. And you're just like, if I start writing, then I'll have like my day will. It was just like I need time to sleep. So usually, a song would take me like about a week long. If I have more days off, if I just like, I'll just call off or whatever. If I have 3 days off at least. I could do those in 3 days. I could do those in 2 or 3 days. Usually I write my stuff, but I'll listen to the beat. I listen to the beat back and forth, and then I just write it down. I can freestyle, but I have a limit. I can only go so far, and then I'll stop. I literally just stop saying stuff. So I found out that I'm a writer. I found like that's where my best skill is at. I'm a writer. That's why I take longer to do stuff, but I enjoy it because I get to like really know the song, you know. So even though I've heard that hits come out in like 2 minutes, which my time will come. And yes, I'll probably write a song in 5 minutes, but I'm not there yet. So yeah, I believe I'm not there yet because I need progress.
Oh. That's probably good though, like as far as writing it down, because I feel like you get to be in more detail with it. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly. You could just like, really stretch out the song and really know like. I want to say this. I want these and this. Instead of, like, just freestyling it and then, like, trying to figure out what goes with where. Yeah. See what I
mean? It's almost like there's a time and place for, like, freestyling as opposed to writing. Because I feel like...
Yeah.
Especially when you're trying to, like, craft, like, either a big single or, like, an album or something that you're really trying to put a lot of work into.
Oh, yeah, you're writing the whole album. Like you're not freestyling. Unless you're really, really good at freestyle, like Juice WRLD. He was really good at that. Unless you're like him or then other like lyricists. Unless you're a lyricist, then yeah, freestyle. You can freestyle all you want because you're good at it. But if you're like a regular artist that has a good freestyle, but like should be writing it, then you should be writing it. You know, that's just my opinion, though.
Yeah, so, I kind of feel that way too, though, because like. Especially as a listener, you got to think about a listener's perspective. Is like they're probably not even gonna know if they freestyled that or if they wrote it. You know what I mean? Like you got to do what's comfortable.
Yeah, that's true. You can kind of tell, like, okay, you freestyled it.
Because like a lot of the time, I feel like you're just trying to freestyle just to impress people. Or whatever,
just to impress them, man. And that's another thing. I feel like you don't. If you want to show somebody talent and ask you to freestyle, I feel like freestyle isn't enough. I feel like. Can you make a song is enough. Because anybody can freestyle. Literally. Because all you're saying is just any word.
They always say like battle rappers, they can't make good songs. That's kind of like a thing that people say.
Exactly. That's why I ask people, like, can you make a song though?
Yeah. It's like a whole different formula to that than actually just battling someone or trying to freestyle a bunch of words together.
Oh yeah, that's different.
So
yeah.
Yeah, that's great. It's definitely like a weird debate, but I've definitely heard that before. But I see where you're coming from with like you need to be comfortable with how you're putting your own music together and not just
exactly. So it's just it is very debatable because then there's a performance side too. Can you perform? Like I know freestyle is a part of performance, but that's my point. You know, you gotta be able to be in front of people because 1 or 2 people is fine, but can you be in over 20 people? You know. When you crack up about when it's like 20, 30 people, like, it's basically a show.
So speaking of
That's
that,
when you start.
yeah, speaking of that, how does that go for you? Like, let's take the live instance for example.
Oh
How
yeah,
are you preparing?
yeah,
How are you preparing for a live show usually?
I usually this will be my first live show in Vegas, but I have done shows before, and before, like I said, I usually try to rehearse behind the mirror, and I have a bigger mirror now, so I'll probably just have like a fake mic, and just start rehearsing, and you have to know what you're saying. If you're gonna say stuff in the beginning before you start songs, don't make it too long. That's my thing. Like, if you're gonna say stuff, just say it short, because first, everybody has a time slot. So if you're going over your time, disrespect right there. Yeah, that's one of the things. And then I would take like an hour a day each day, or 2 hours a day, and just rehearse. Try to learn. If I want them just to play the hooks out loud, and I just do the verse myself, then I'll try to learn the whole verse. Or if there's 2 verses, I'll try to learn them without looking at them, because that's another big thing too. I feel like artists, when you go out there, you forget all your words. Like, it's playing in the background, but you forget all your words. I've noticed that so much, because they'll lip sync it the whole time. Like, bro, you can lip sync it, but you gotta talk, because it doesn't look good, because you're just lip syncing. So I've noticed in that, and I never lip sync, but I've messed up before. All you have to really do is just continue. Just to the next word. It's all you can really do, because it's better to do that than just sit there and not have an awkward side, like awkward stop. So it's like, yeah, just continue, bro.
I've had this discussion the past couple of weeks with the artists I've talked to about like live performances, and I've said like there's actually a type of like physical conditioning that needs to be done as well. Is like,
exactly,
people don't account for like the lights. You're exerting a lot of energy. You're probably sweating, even if you're not trying to sweat.
And they're all seeing all that. And then people are watching. So you have to kind of be on point. You can mess up, but like, you gotta make it look right.
There's like a level of preparation that I think gets overlooked for that, though. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly. Yeah, that too.
As opposed to like recording in a studio that's kind of like a relaxed environment. Kind of cool,
Yeah, if you're in the studio, then it's just different. No one's leaving. You're in the booth, so you just whatever.
you just go at your own pace, pretty much. You're not having to look at it like a crowd.
Yeah, I've been on stages where, for the biggest stage I've done, it's in Tampa. I'm over there in Florida, and there was quite a lot of people, probably more than 1,000. No, I lied. Probably like 500 if you give or take. So. Yeah, you have to prepare yourself, because if you do that much, and it was that what's that contest? You probably know the contest. It's called it's a famous contest. I forget what it's called. Coast to Coast.
Okay. Yeah, they do like the showcases. I did that. It's like the showcases.
Yeah, it's a big showcase, because you're competing with other artists. I got in real close. I was like number 5 out of number. Yeah, you have to hit out of 1 or 5 or 1 or 4. Like, I was a 6. So close, bro. But anyways, it was one of those, bro, because you gotta pay like $300 for your slot, but like, it was worth it, because you got connection. It was fun. A lot of people, a lot of followers. So it was kind of worth it, whatever. And that's where I wasn't nervous, but like, it was almost making me nervous, because I'm like, okay, this is a lot of people. And then now there's actually judges behind me, so I'm just like, I got this. And I did it. Came in 6th, so it's not bad.
And that to me is like, you took that risk, and even though you didn't like go as far as you wanted to, it still paid off, because you got connections.
Still paid off. Yeah.
You got a lot of followers.
Artists don't see that. They just say, "Oh, I lost money." No, you didn't, because you didn't connect to nobody. You just kind of went to your show and then left home. That's on you.
People forget about how important the connections are. You know what I mean? Like, people are always just like,
you never know.
People are always just like, you want.
ARs. It can be anybody.
Yeah, and I bet
they're not gonna dress up with their ties. I mean, some of them might, but most likely they're not.
I mean, that's the thing. Most of the scouts too, I've heard they kind of like disguise themselves, or they kind of just blend in with the crowd. Like, you'll never know that they're there. So it's just like, you gotta put.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. You kind of got to put your best foot forward, especially if you're performing like a showcase like that. I feel like you just got to be you, be yourself, you know what I mean? And just, if you have to, even if you have to invest a little bit of money, it's a good investment if you make those connections. So like,
yeah, as long as you go home with something, you should be good, no matter the price, because you don't know who's there.
Exactly.
Like you said.
Exactly.
Those scouts. I didn't even know about those scouts. That's pretty cool. I have to watch out. That's okay. All right.
Yeah, you never.
Yeah, especially over here too. So. Yeah.
I guess you just never know who's watching. You know what I mean? Like.
That's what. Yeah, exactly. It's a hookah lounge, especially in hookah lounges. Yeah, we'll see. It's only the first one.
So we mentioned Juice WRLD earlier, right? So obviously, I assume he's one of your influences. Do you have any more huge influences that kind of made you say, I want to do music or I want to be an artist?
Before him, because I didn't know him before, but it was it's one. If any of your fans go on my Spotify profile, and there's a big nice profile about him. It says everything about me. So if you guys want to check that out, it's pretty cool. It's pretty long, but it's pretty interesting. So one of them would be him. I think I added him, but not sure. I have to go read it again. It would be X. Okay.
Oh yes.
All right. When I was like, all right, so I gotta make music. Like I gotta make music right now because this type of music is pretty cool. It's pretty crazy because like it goes from like rap to like slow to like rock. He just went everywhere. Like he can hit you with everything. Like yeah, so I was just like, alright, I gotta do stuff. Those two people. Yeah, just be those two. Just those two. So,
I know, like I saw a lot of people kind of saying Uzi as well, as far as like.
Oh yeah, Uzi. Yeah.
Uzi. Yeah. As far as what he was doing in like 2017, 18, around that time as well. So, but I can definitely hear like a little bit of all those people. But like I said before, I think you have something that is a little bit more unique. That's kind of what drew me to your sound a little bit. Is like.
I forgot. He's my favorite rapper.
I forgot you're number one.
I just forgot. It's just like but yeah, him too, because he's like, he's unique with his sound. It's like, it's hard to explain his sound. It's weird.
Even what I heard from like his new stuff, because I know he put out a couple albums, it sounds a lot different from even the stuff he was doing
way different,
3 or 4 years ago. So.
I like it. It's cool. I still like his old stuff better, but still, his new stuff is really cool. Like I said, his sound is just like you can't really explain it. It's like hard to, because like I don't know. It's different. He's just a different rapper. Like there's no one that sounds like him. There's nobody. It's just his own.
I think that's why a lot of people like gravitate toward him, though. You know what I mean? Because he is so. Yeah. So. Is there anyone, maybe even those people or someone else that you would ever want to do a song with?
Song with?
Yeah.
One person would be Travis Scott. Just because he's crazy with his autotune. And I know my autotune with his would just be... It'd be incredible. Yeah.
You should get him I don't know, would you get him on the hook or would you have a verse from him? What would you do with that?
A whole verse. I want a whole verse.
Oh, you want the whole thing?
So 2 verses right there.
Because I always see Travis features and like sometimes I'll be like, oh, let's see if we get a verse, and then we just get the hook. And then I'm like, oh, damn, that sucks.
Just a hook.
But like...
It's just like, wow, could just give I want to hear the whole guy. That, him, and I would say 6ix9ine, just cause like your song, it's just clout, bro. It's just clout, and like, yeah, he's a snitch, but like, it's his life, bro. That's his life. That's your life right there. You're playing with. So I kind of respected what he did, cause like, only because it was his life. If it wasn't his life, then that's different. But like your life, bro. Guy almost died. So, but I'm kind of wondering about him because he hasn't posted since the last post. So I don't know.
Is he back in?
Guy went ghosted.
I thought he was back in and out of court again, but I have no idea. I don't follow him like that.
I think that's probably what it is. He's probably like in court or something, or he just probably can't post. I don't know. But yeah, I would do a song with him just because I'm from New York too. And he is too. I just have to, just cause, man. Like that song would just blow up for no reason.
You're not wrong. You're not telling any lies here. So,
yeah, there's no like if your life was on the deck, like I'm pretty sure I would. Honestly, I would too. Like it's whatever. Like you put a kid that doesn't belong in the streets, and that's what happens. Like that's basically you can't really say nothing about that.
People kind of knew that too. I think.
They know that. Like they knew that. It's like why would you do that? Like, but. They saw he was getting clout, so blah blah blah. Yeah,
it is what it is. I guess
Exactly, it is what it is. So it's like whatever.
I don't know. So,
but some of his songs were all right. So they were decent. They were decent. Yeah.
So as far as artists that you've already been able to collaborate with or work with closely, is there anyone that you really enjoy working with who you'd say is probably one of your favorites to make music with so far?
There's only one feature I have right now. His name is AR Ave. You can check him out on Instagram, but he changed it to A with the capital. But you can still put AR Ave. It'll still pop up. We did like two songs so far. This is before the label stuff, so we really couldn't do stuff after because we'd have to put the royalties, whatever. But yeah, I like working with him. We have like such a good. Plus, he's the one who got me into the rapping and stuff. He's like my best friend. But I like working with him so far. Him, and then I did a collab with another artist, but it was just it was just for his beat. So he did the beat, and did the vocals. So yeah, those are the only two people that I work for. I'm open for more features. Just like I'm here.
Nice.
I'm just waiting for somebody, anybody, anybody really.
Nice. So obviously, you said you were in Florida. You're in Vegas now, right? So
yeah, now I live here. Yeah.
So as far as music goes, is there any like differences that you've noticed about kind of the music scene as far as like, let's say, from Florida or Tampa or wherever to Vegas? What are the big differences, and was there any real reason for you to do that relating to music to move? Were there more opportunities, or what's kind of the story with that?
Okay, so. Yeah, there's a way big difference. The music scene was alright in Florida, but it wasn't like you had to know somebody to really get out there. And really, it was just to yourself out there. It wasn't like they didn't give you opportunity. You kind of had to go find it yourself. Like the music scene was so like it wasn't so hard. Like where I'm from, it's called Ocala. It's like an hour away from Orlando. In Ocala, it was kind of trashy, to be honest. But like I did shows there. Now it's big crowds, but that's where that's where you can go to, whatever. Tampa and Miami are the only two places I liked for the music scene. Miami, really big on Miami. Miami has a really big scene. Like it was big. Like it kind of felt like, how would I say, kind of like a similar to New York, sort of, because it's a big city and stuff. That I could say about Florida, but other than that, there wasn't really nothing there in Florida. So going to Vegas was a big change because I seen more support from people. I mean, there was a little bit in Florida, but not as much. They see me move, and it's like no more support. Like some people there support me, but not everybody that has was. It was like half. Now it's like half. So now going to Vegas, it's a bigger music scene. You can, obviously it's way. You get the strip there. It's big on like shows and stuff. You can book a lot of shows, but obviously everything's kind of slowed down with COVID. So there's that. I haven't met any audience yet, only because I haven't got on there yet to shows. So who I'm gonna meet? It's hard to really know who's an artist. Everybody kind of just the same. Cause here it's a little different. Everyone kind of dresses as if they're an artist or something, or crazy, whatever. So it's kind of hard. It's like,
It's like they all blend together.
Yeah, they all blend with each other. Just like, so who's an artist? Y'all wearing a chain. Y'all wearing a watch. So how can I tell? So, yeah, once I get into networking with the shows, we definitely meeting some artists because that's my way to do. The people here are great. Some can be so, but here you can get opportunities here. So I'm actually glad that I did do the move. In reality, I didn't because I got my manager and it wasn't because of the move. It's just God because it happened, and the label happened because it happened. It happened because the move just happened. So, but I'm glad I'm out here because it's just there's a lot of things out here is way better than Florida. So, just glad, you know.
Well, I'm glad that's all working out well for you. And let's get into now. Let's kind of transition into that with the whole label manager deal, kind of what you have going on. Kind of give in detail about what that situation has done for you so far and how that's been beneficial to you.
The label or the manager?
Both. Either one.
Both.
Either one. Yeah.
Label. The manager. He's good. He's doing good. He posts me. We're working on the email list. He hasn't really pushed me, but we're working on an email list. He says he has one for me to push on that. So he's just been posting, commenting, doing just doing his manager stuff. And I just do the rest. Now the label though, it's been doing good. I just started with them. Like I really just started the contract with them. It's not signed. It's just an artist development plan or deal. That it's like a mod. They have a website and it's called Bentley Records .io or something like that. It's a module. Go on there, and any request is done through them, but also through their IA. So if I want to cover art, you could send a picture of the idea would be an idea. So like let's say I can send them a picture of something, and then tell them okay, I want this and that. They'll do it from scratch and they'll give it a cover. Like I don't know if you've seen the one they did. That was just my idea.
Mm-hmm.
I told them.
I think I saw you post it the other day.
Yeah. That I told him, can you make it look a cover art of someone looking in the mirror? Da 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 da. That's what they did. Mm-hmm. So that's most of the things that's on there is free, and the other half you have to pay for. Mm-hmm. Like the mastering is free. Mastering is free, but the mixing is it's about $80. Not that much. Mm-hmm. There are a lot of stuff, a lot of better instruments for me. If I want them to comment on my post, I can do that. I send the link and they go and comment. They do promotion. If I want like services and other services, it's hard to explain because there's two different types of services. There's like free services and then the ones you buy. The ones that are free, it's a lot. Like the merch. I don't know if you've seen that. The merch they made that. I'm waiting on a store link too because they give me a store to like sell shirts, and they get 20%. So the shirts will be $49, so I get $24 out of it. So each shirt I get $24. Pretty cool. Mm-hmm. So waiting for that. So that's all free. They just they're building for it. I paid for the contract too, so that's basically I paid for all that. Basically, it's free, but I paid for it. On the service side, if I want them to do like a Spotify promote like playlist, it's not much. It's like $250, So it's like they do that. If I want to get on World Store, it's like $1,500. So it's just different types of services I can get on. Mm-hmm. It's a little costly because it's through the label, but I have it there anytime. It's a year contract, but I'm gonna continue on it because they do really good. Mm-hmm. Even though I paid for the low contract, but it's okay. Mm-hmm. I've seen artists get signed through them doing an artist deal, so I'm just gonna continue. There was just another guy, I forget his name, but he's with them 7 years. He just signed 2 days ago.
Pretty nice.
So yeah, so I'm just gonna continue with them. I have confidence that I can show them, hey, sign me. Mm-hmm. I know I can do that. So
I've actually seen Bentley before, like on social media and everything, and I've actually had a few artists that I work with as well that have been with them and everything. Seems kind of like a good, almost like like a step up, honestly, as far as trying to get to that next level. You know what I mean? Because they'll help you with things that you might not be able to access. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's basically what it is. It's on that A. You can get on there. It's a module. It's pretty cool. I'm glad they reached out to me because I didn't know they existed. They reached out to me, so I'm kind of glad. It's pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
So let's get into your music. What projects do you have coming up? What songs? Anything like that? And do you have dates for any of this stuff?
I have the one that's recent. It's called "Looking in the Mirror." It's on a recent one of the recent posts. It's coming out. It was supposed to be on Halloween, but it's coming out in 2 days. That's when the label's pushing it on because of COVID reasons, you know. So it'll be on the 4th. Look out for that. And then I am working on another single. I'm trying to get it out for Thanksgiving, but it's like working. I need like this much left of the verse, literally that much. I have the main verse done, but you know how I like the song can get light and stuff.
Yep.
So I have the ending of that little part. I just need that little part. Once I'm done that, I can go send it to I have a producer because like I know the mastering on there is free, but I can just send it to my producer. It's okay. They don't really care as long as it's professionally mixed. It don't have to be going through them. It can be anybody. As long as it's sounding good, it's all good. But yeah, once I get that recorded, I'll send it to my producer or engineer, and then he'll get it back to me in like a day or two, and then I'm trying to get it out. I'll tell you guys. This is a secret. It's called We Can't Get It Back. I'm trying to get it out for Thanksgiving. If not, it'll be in for December.
Nice.
It's not even posted. It's like it's there in my computer. So.
Well, this episode will probably be coming out like right before Thanksgiving. So if it does drop, it'll be kind of perfect timing. But if not, they'll have to wait. You got to keep them waiting. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly,
like,
exactly. So it just drops in 1 month. Isn't that crazy? I never done that. 2 drops in 1 month. I just noticed that. 2 drops in 1 month. Wow. If I can do that, yeah.
Putting that work in, though, man. So
yeah, dude. Oh, one last thing. There is I'll tell you this, guys, too. No one knows about. Well, most people know, but not many. There is an album coming out next year. That's it. That's it. That's all I can tell you.
First album.
First album, yeah, it's coming out. I'm working on it. It's taking some time, but next year you guys should see something.
Nice. I'm looking forward to that, man, because I always want to hear more of your new stuff, and I know
Me too. Like I've never done an album, and like I said, I think I'm confident enough to make one. I'm ready. So.
Nice, so where can fans connect with you on social media? I know you're on Instagram. Are you on anything else?
Yeah, I'm on everything. It's okay. So on Twitter, it's the same thing. But at the end, it's like a triple threes. But it's literally, I'm the only person with Young Goat, so you're gonna find me on there on Twitter if you guys do that. Facebook, it's Young Goat Music, but all 3 of the words are all separate. So Young, capital Y, and space Young Goat, and then music separate. So all 3. Make sure you have that space for Facebook. You'll see it. You can't miss it. Yeah. And Instagram. Awesome. Oh, for my channels, you can put it together. Young Goat Music. So it's Young Goat Music on YouTube. You guys check that out. There's 2 music videos on there, live performance, and then it's not a lyrical video, but it's like a audio of live plants. We're gonna check that out. But yeah, check it out. More importantly, check out those music videos. Those 2, I'm pretty sure you guys will enjoy.
Awesome, man. So we're down to our last 3 questions here, and then we'll wrap it up, all right? So if you could go back 10 years ago and tell yourself any advice about life, about music, whatever, what do you think you would tell yourself, if anything, or change anything?
If I can go 10 years back, I would say if you had a thought of doing something, anything entrepreneur, do it. Because I'm 25 now. If I had started music when I was 15, I probably would have been signed. But there's time for everything. So that's my advice. Also, if you're going through tough times of like money-wise, you'll make it. That's my advice. You'll make it. I've done it before. It happens. Just keep your limit on the week. That's what I'm saying. Each week, keep your limit. Just keep the limit. And it helps so much. Just having a budget, have a limit. I'm always good. So, those 2 things. If you have an idea at an early age, do it right there. Don't. How would I say? Ignore anybody. Just do it. It can be any age. Don't matter. In 10, 11, 12, from there, just start it. You'll see. You'll see. That's my advice. Start early.
So 10 years from now, I know it's a ways away, but it'll probably be here before we know it. Where do you think you want to be as an artist?
I obviously want to be living off of music, but I think I don't like I would like to be signed, obviously, but I think I would like to end the contract, but still live off on music. If that makes sense.
I get what
like,
you're saying.
I still want to be like big, you know, and I don't want to need I don't want to need the label. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where I see myself. Like I see myself just like I want to be like Busta Rhymes, just laying back, just laying back. So yeah, I just want to just be comfortable, and I know I can do it. I know once the world hears his voice, it'd be a big game changer. So 10 years, that's where I see myself.
So do you have any final? Yes. So do you have any final words of wisdom today?
Any final words of wisdom? I say if you're shooting from the stars, go for it and never look back.
Very simple, but very true, man. Like I think a lot of people overlook that.
I learned that so hard, and especially if you're going for something you want, and it'll definitely make you a bigger person, better person, even just more adult. Just don't look back. Just go for it. You know.
Nice, man. Well, that's all I have for you today, man. Like I said, I really appreciate you getting back with me about being on the episode this week. I'm glad we can make this happen and everything. Obviously, me and you are going to stay in touch and whatnot, and hopefully we'll get some music going ourselves eventually. You know, the timing is everything.
For sure.
Like we were talking about beforehand, timing is everything and all that. So, but I wish you luck on your show coming up, your singles, the album, all that great stuff, and hopefully we can do this again sometime.
For sure. Let me know. I'll be here anytime.
Thank you guys once again for listening. That was episode 26. We'll be back at the same time next week, same place, and all that good stuff. As always, hit that support button on your podcast platform if you want to send any funds. It goes towards us getting better guests, new guests, all that kind of thing. So until then, have a great week, and we'll see you then.